bell rings. They are through 100 meters. Borgeson has the lead. 10-8 his opening split. Mark Golden 11-0-0. As these skaters will come around the final corner. It's a tight race here. Golden has taken this race by the horns, and he's going to win it. Final time, 39-35, 39-59 for Borgeson. So the next pair up at the start is Hunter Hewlett from Manitoba in the inner lane, Christian Arlt from Germany on the outer. And it looks like we may have a spring or a piece of equipment on the ice. So Hewlett and Arlt will have to wait. Safety is the #1 priority here at the Olympic Oval. Looks like they may have found the contaminant, as Arlt and Hewlett get ready. This is Henry Thriskett, ice technician, looking for a spring. I spy with my little eye. Look for whatever is on the ice. Does not look like he was able to find it. Either way, they're confident that everything is okay, and they have called Hewlett and Arlt back to the line. So Hewlett with the white armband in the inner lane, Arlt with the red armband outer lane. Christian Arlt yesterday skated a 40.17. He'll be looking to break that 40-second barrier here this morning. As they come through, Hewlett with a big lead through 100. 10-9 his opening split. 11-5 for Christian Arlt. Hunter Hewlett yesterday skated a 39-0. Almost a second faster than his pair. As he comes around the outside with a big lead into the last 100 meters. Hunter Hewlett at the finish line, his final time, 38.98. And he cracked that 39 barrier, 40.28 for Arlt. This is Max Brandt from Ontario and Vaughn Thibault from Alberta. As Brandt and Thibault are underway. This is Max Brandt in the inner lane, 10-8, 11-0 for Thibault. So Max Brandt will rocket out of that inner lane, switch over to the outer. Both skaters trying to maximize the pressure with each push. Such a short distance, every skate stride matters, as Max Brandt will win this race. His final time, 38.88, 40.03 for Thibault. Vaughn Thibault just shy of that 39 second. barrier. As we have a look at two skaters from Saskatchewan in our next pair, Alexander Horst and Matthew Scutchings. Battle of Saskatchewan here. And it is close through 100 meters. Neck and neck. Horst 11-0, 11-2 for Scutchings. Scutchings will see his pair ahead of him down this backstretch. He can try to chase him down as Horst enters the last corner. It looks like Horst has the lead into the final stretch. Horst will lead the way to the line. Scutchings behind him. Horst's final time, 39:09, 40.68 for Scutchings. Up next, Caleb Hovey from Ontario and Zachary Lacroix from Alberta. Zachary Lacroix yesterday skated a 40.66. He's going to look to improve that today. Opening splits 11:06, 11:3. So Hovey took the opener. Both skaters trying to stay down on this backstretch. As they enter the last corner. So important that the skaters continue to build that last corner, as Hovey will win this race handily, 39:06. 40.65 for Zachary Lacroix. 100th faster than yesterday. As we look at our 65th pair, Keys Kumin from Alberta in the inner lane, Randy Platt from Manitoba in the outer. And they're off. Kumin in the inner lane, Platt in the outer lane. Kumin opening quick, his opening split 10-6, 11-4 for Platt. Platt's got some ground to make up throughout the rest of this race, as Kumin will switch into the outer lane. He comes out of the corner, the sizable lead. Keys Kumin to the line, looking strong. Quick, hard strides. His final time, 39:54. Platt, 41:06. Up next, from Norway in the inner lane, Sondre Glesna. In the outer lane from BC, Tom Kaiser. Glesna and Kaiser lining up at the line. Glesna yesterday just sneaking under 40 seconds, or Thursday just sneaking under 40 seconds, 39:81. As they were called back for a false start. These guys will try again. Tom Kaiser yesterday had a 40, or Thursday had a 41:22. Oh, and a big twitch there from Sondre Glesna in the inner lane. Starter let them be, though. That was close. That could have been a double false start. Sondre Glesna, 10-8 opener, 11-2 for Tom Kaiser. The rule is that the skater must remain still at the line before the gun. Any twitch could send the other skater off. So often that will result in a false start. Starter let that one slip, as Glesno will lead the way through the finish line, 39.23. Big personal best for him, 40.56 for Tom Kaiser. That is a big improvement over yesterday as well. So we look at our 67th pair. Hobbs Holzer from Alberta in the inner lane. Robert Gaudreau from Ontario in the outer. And a false start on the inner lane. There's now a false start charged to the field. So both athletes have to be careful. If they false start again, they will be disqualified. And they were patient the second time. Got away clean. Hobbs Holzer in the inner lane, 10.94, 11.38 for Gaudreau. As they cross over on the backstretch. Holzer moving to the outer lane with a big lead over Gaudreau. As both skaters now on the finishing stretch, driving to the line. This is Hobbs Holzer as he kicks up 39.38, 41.01 for Gaudreau. Next up, Rob Cunning from Alberta in the inner lane. Brynjolf Makestad from Norway in the outer. So Cunning and Makestad at the line. Rob Cunning skated a 40.31 yesterday, or on Thursday. He will be hoping to skate under 40 here today. His opening split, 11-0, 11-8 for Brynjolf Makestad. Rob Cunning, not only a good speed skater, he's good at baseball as well. As he moves into the finishing stretch, he has a big lead. Rob Cunning to the line, his final time, 40.21. That is a little bit faster than earlier in the week. Makestad, 42.63. Up next, pair 69. Pair 69, Antoine Parent in the inner lane from Quebec. Oliver Bath from Alberta in the outer. And after being held a long time at the start line, they are underway. Parent with a little bit of a slip off the line, but he recovered and he wins the opener, 11-3, 11-7 for Bath, as Bath almost goes down on that outer corner. Back underway. Parent charging into that outer. And he will try to finish up this race as fast as he can. Sitting nice and low on this backstretch. Home stretch. Finishing, kicking the line, his final time, 40.51. Bath, 45.28. Up next, we have Isaiah Jesse Uribe from BC in the inner lane. He's racing Roman Lobhan from Germany in the outer. The skaters are whistled back on the line there. It looks like a false start. Inner lane with the white flag. Good sportsmanship there. Skaters fist bumping here before the race. This is Jesse Uribe and Roman Lobhand. Clean start. Jesse Uribe underway. And he will take the opener 10-8. That's a quick opener. 12-2 for Lobhand as they move on to the backstretch. Skaters cross over every time they reach the backstretch. The 500 meter, that is once. As Jesse Uribe coming down the final stretch with a half straightaway lead over his pair. 40.35 his final time. Lobhand will finish 44.58. Quite the kick at the line from Roman Lobhand. As we have a look at our next pair, this is Noah Bauma from Ontario in the inner lane and Tim Bushell from Alberta in the outer. Both skaters underway through 100 meters. It is Noah Bauma with the lead. 11-1 his opener, 12-2 for Tim Bushell. So Noah Bauma from the inner lane to the outer lane. Good foot speed from Noah Bauma into the last corner. Bushell's in the last corner too. As it is all Noah Bauma in this pair. Coming to the line, his final time, 40.57, and Bushell will strive his final time, 44.92. Up next, Dutch skater in the inner lane, Victor Vandenhoff. He's racing Donnie Rinnick in the outer lane from Alberta. Pair of master skaters here. And they're underway to a clean start. This is Vandenhoff and Rinnick. Vandenhoff will win the opener, 11-5. Rinnick, 12.59. As Hinnick will try to chase down his pair on the backstretch. Vandenhoff finishing in the outer lane. It's his race to lose as they come down the final stretch. Victor Vandenhoff at the finish line. His final time, 41.19, 45.29 for Rinnick. Next up, from Germany in the inner lane, it's Tjard Kopka. In the outer lane, Bob Irvine from Alberta. Kopka and Irvine to the line now. 500 meters to race. These skaters are underway. It is actually a close race here through 100 meters. It looks like Irvine will take it. His opening split, 11-5, 11-8 for Kopka. Irvine setting himself up for a good draft on this backstretch. Let's see if he uses it. Sticking behind his pair as they come in to the last corner. Irvine and Kopka. Irvine looking strong on that inner lane. Neck and neck with 50 meters to go. It will be Kopka taking it by 200ths. Irvine just behind him. 41-46, 41-48 for both skaters. 10 pairs remaining of men's 500 meters this morning. In the next pair, we have Thomas Graham in the inner lane, Nick Guerrero in the outer lane. Both skaters skating at home here, right in Alberta. As Thomas Graham gets an early jump on the gun. And he will take a slight lead through 100 meters. 11-2 his opener, 11-5 for Guerrero. Graham and Guerrero on the backstretch now. It's a close race through 100, anyone's game at this point. And it looks like it is Thomas Graham coming out just ahead of Nick Guerrero. So Thomas Graham will finish up his final time, 41-34, 41-93 for Nick Guerrero. As we have a look at our 75th pair, called to the line are Mircea Rankanu from Germany and Robert Black from Austria. Or Black from Australia, sorry. The skaters slow getting to the line. And they will set up. Rankanu and Black. Really close race through 100 meters. Rankanu takes the opener, 12-1, 12-3 for Black. So Black in the outer lane will be chasing his pair as he moves into the inner. Down the backstretch. These guys still neck and neck. This is going to be a close race at the finish. Robert Black charging up this inner. He has a slight lead down the home stretch. Robert Black will take this race. His final time, 43-24. Rankanu, 43-50. Up next, a solo skater in the next pair. This is Salo Spetter from the Netherlands. Miro Puolaka, a scratch. So Salo Spetter will line up to race this 500 solo. And he's underway. Spetter from the Netherlands. Through his first 100 meters, his opening split, 12-2. As he builds his speed. Usually by the exit of the first corner, the skaters are at top speed. And can make the second corner a little difficult sometimes as they have to fight the G-force at top flight. Here comes Salo Spetter coming down the final stretch. His final time, 43-64. Up next, skater from Manitoba in the inner lane, Brett Arneson. He's paired with a Dutch skater in the outer, Lex Dykstra. Lex Dykstra getting a monster jump on that gun. He will take this opener with ease, 10-5. Brett Arneson, 12-4. So Dykstra on the backstretch now, crossing over into the inner. Mismatched pair here as Lex Dykstra will come into the final stretch. He will skate to the line. His final time, 37-37. Brett Arneson will come in. His final time, 44-78. Look at our 78th pair. This race features Twan den Braber from the Netherlands in the inner lane and Eric Spence from British Columbia in the outer. And here goes Eric Spence. Rocketing away in first 100 meters, 10:77 his opening time, 13:1 for Den Braber. As Eric Spence charges into this inner. He's going to try and hold this last inner, and he does a good job of it into the final stretch. His final time, 38:23. Den Braber now coming to the line. And he will kick his final time, 46:46. As we now move on to our next pair, this is Sam Deckert from Manitoba in the inner lane. He's racing Emery Lehman from the United States in the outer. Well, it looks like Sam Deckert is a scratch, so Emery Lehman racing on his own. So Lehman solo in this 500 through 100 meters. His opening split, 10:58. As Lehman will move into the inner lane. Looking strong on this inner as he swings out of the corner and onto the final stretch. A little slip, but he recovers and comes to the line, 36:78, his final time. Up next, pair 83. This is Brian Hansen from the USA in the inner lane. He's racing Daniel Yao from Australia in the outer. Brian Hansen, who raced a very fast 3K time yesterday, skating a 3:44. This is Hansen and Yao. Hansen, a world-class speed skater here. Opening split 10-3, 10-9 for Yao. We have some fast skaters later on in the pairs here in the second 500 meter. As Brian Hansen will take this race. Daniel Yao trying to keep up. Brian Hansen down the last stretch. Skating hard to the line. His time, 36:20, 39:41 for Yao. Up next at the line, it's Akash Aradhya from India in the inner lane, and Alexander Zamoski from the United States in the outer. Akash Aradhya, who skated in the out of competition races on Thursday, skated his qualifying time to skate in the official finale competition today. So Aradhya skated a personal best in his previous race this week. As we see, there was a false start in the outer lane. That was Zamoski jumping the gun. So skaters will turn around and try again. Clean start on the second attempt for Aradhya and Alexander Zamoski. And it's close through 100 meters. Anyone's race right now. 10-9 for both skaters. As Zamoski coming out of the outer will chase down Aradhya. Aradhya has the advantage of finishing in the outer lane. But Alexander Zamoski, with the longer strides, will come to the line. His final time, 38.72, 39.94 for Akash Aradhya. We have two pairs to go for the official finale men's competition. Kieran Bovington from Alberta in the inner lane. Anders Johnson from BC in the outer. And another false start in our second last pair. The white flag is up. That means it was Kieran Bovington in the inner lane. As these skaters will start again. This is Bovington and Johnson. Clean start on the second attempt. Two young skaters here, Kieran Bovington, Anders Johnson. As they come through the line, Johnson leads the way, 10.73, 10.90 for Kieran Bovington. As they cross over on this backstretch. Johnson charging down that backstretch. And he hit the corner before Bovington did, and he gets to finish on the inner, so Anders Johnson has taken a commanding lead, and he will finish with a final time of 38.94, 40.26 for Kieran Bovington. And this is our final pair for the second men's 500 here at the finale competition. This race will be followed by two out of competition races. Gabriel Kwan from Alberta in the inner lane, Ian Smibert from Ontario in the outer. Kwan and Smibert, both short track skaters, as they're through 100 meters. 11-0 for Kwan. Smibert, 11-4. As they're now into the last straightaway. Smibert strong on that inner lane as he comes out of the corner ahead. Ian Smibert will finish with a final time. 39.92, just under 40 seconds. 40.56 for Gabriel Kwan. So up next, we have two out of competition races. Our first one is coming up. It will be a very brief delay as they reset the timing systems. Stay tuned after the men's 500 and a short break for more action. We have the men's 1,000 coming up in the early afternoon. That'll be followed by the ladies' 1,000 meter. Then later this evening, men's and ladies long haul, long distance races, 5Ks and 10Ks. So this is our first out of competition race. Ard Nevin in the inner lane. And it's Boris Lykin in the outer who takes the opener. 11-2, 11-6 for Nevin. So Lykin coming out of that outer lane after the fast opener will get to chase down his pair. And he will beat him to the corner. Ard Nevin on the outer, trying to catch up to Boris Lykin. Lykin trying to hold the inner as they come down the final stretch. Boris Lykin will take this one to the line. His final time, 41.05, 41.25 for Nevin. And this is our final pair of men's 500. Henrik Glesna in the inner lane from Norway. Steve Jakoniak from the United States in the outer. And they are neck and neck through the first 100 meters. On the outer lane, Steve Jakoniak will take it. 11:22 his time. Henrik Glesna, 11:45. As they will cross over. Oh, and an unfortunate crossover issue there, as Glesna did not give way to his pair. Steve Jakoniak had to stand up to go around. The skater coming from the outer lane has the right of way. So Henrik Glesna will likely be disqualified. He skated a 43.04. But we'll see what the referees say about that. That wraps up our men's 500 meter competition for the day. Stay tuned for more great racing. Remember to tweet at the Olympic Oval, hashtag finally finale. If you tweet, you could win some free stuff. Plus, you get to see your picture or your words up on the board. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for the men's 1,000 meter back at 12:15 Mountain Time.